What's going on, everyone? VenomousStare back with a birthday cast. That's right. I'm casting a game between two of my favorite players on the day when I turned 24 years old. So make sure you hit that like button, leave me a supportive comment, because this game is off the chain. I just saw this one off of Neuro's stream, and I was watching first person. And even right when the game started, I knew that it would be special because it's between two of my favorite players. Two of the players that I have quite simply watched the absolute most in the entire history of StarCraft 2. If you look back at my channel, you'll see that I've casted a ton of Neuro and a ton of Puck. That is a nice little segue into the player introductions. Here in the top right, we have the Texan macro Zerg, Neuro, who is also a metalhead and a consistent streamer. Gotta love him. First name Austin, last name Greatest, up in the top right here. And because Puck is blocking his natural expansion with that probe, he's going to take his third base location as his initial base. And in the bottom left, we have Root Puck, Puck Toss, an incredibly kind individual that I've met in real life multiple times. From the Midwest, Puck is a Protoss player known for his micro, specifically his Warp Prism micro and his Blink micro. Those are the two things that Puck is sort of known for. Those are the things that Puck really shines when he does. And it is the wee hours of the early days of my birthday, so aka it's like 3 a.m. on March 2nd. Obviously my birthday is March 2nd. So I'm a little, I'm a little tipsy. I've had a few shots, and by a few shots I mean like 7 or 8. And I'm a little bit there. I'm a little vibing. I'm where I need to be, as they say. And Puck is going to make a pylon out his natural expansion. This, of course, is the smart move because you want to be able to make up your Sim City effectively. You don't want to be in a position where all of your pylons are in your main base. Newer Protoss players can sort of suffer from this sometimes, where it's easiest to make your structures wherever you're looking in the main. Nah, versus Zerg, you really need to get that wall up going pretty quick. Neuro is making a Baneling Nest along with Ling Speed. Puck is going for a Stargate opener. And now it's worth noting that the game right before this, Puck did a build where he did extremely heavy 2-base aggression and then took a third base behind it. Now, it wasn't on this exact map, but Neuro has made a lot of Lings here, and this is very clearly an aggressive build, as we see only Lings in the production tab here, and Puck loses a Sentry. We're going to jump right into the action immediately. Puck is trying to move an Adept out. He doesn't quite save it. And Puck is in this weird position where he's fighting with probes. He does have a nice little wall off here, which will prevent him from dying. But he is continuing to aggress upon the front door of Puck Toss is Neuro. And this is very clearly a Ling Bane all-in, as we see 2 bases, very few drones. Neuro is really putting the pressure on Puck. Now, one thing about Puck that you have to understand that he's probably best at 3 things: Warp Prism Micro, Disruptor Micro, and Force Field Micro. Those are his fortes. And even if you compare him to the top tier Korean players in those 3 specific things, he's very good. Very, very good. And that's not an exaggeration. That's not dick ride because I like him personally. No. This guy is actually right up there with the Koreans when it comes to these 3 specific micro maneuvers. And we can see here Neuro doing the classic Zerg maneuver of hiding Banelings in the corner of his opponent's base. Now, obviously, the idea here is to make the Banelings out of sight and run them into the mineral line. Thankfully for Puck, he has retreated all of his workers into the natural, and Neuro is just sort of like, okay, I'm going to run in. And Neuro does run in. He kills a pylon and a shield battery, but the wall is still completely solid here for Puck. But Neuro is continuing to knock down on this wall. He has elected to take a third, which is about 80% of the way done, and Puck is continuing to force field. Remember, those Banes didn't do anything. There was nothing to kill. However, 13 workers have died here, and I'm going to take another shot just for good measure because this attack ain't ending anytime soon. Puck is making another gate here. He'll probably cancel this, and he does. Great micro here by Puck. So the idea with that gateway wasn't actually to ever have it finish. It was to establish a structure that was continuously gaining health. And see, he cancels again there. I'm actually going to pause. I almost never do this in my casted games. But I just want to point out something that might be obvious to more experienced players, but isn't obvious to the newer player. So Neuro's going for a Ling Bane all-in. Do you see Laratech? No, you don't. Do you see significant drone saturation? No, you don't. So Neuro is really relying on this Ling Bane all-in to do a lot of damage, or cripple Puck, or even kill him outright. So Puck is in a position where he can make gateways out here in front of his ramp, and if Neuro damages them, all Puck has to do is cancel. Because if Puck cancels, he virtually loses nothing, like 37 minerals. But you have to consider that while Neuro is attacking these building structures at the front of Puck's front door, Neuro is losing Lings and Banes. So Puck is sort of in this position where he wants to keep building structures to delay the Ling Bane attack from Neuro, because it's almost always better to just make gateways and cancel them than it is to lose existing structures. So we'll jump right back in. And again, this Ling Bane attack by Neuro is being held off relatively well by Puck. Again, a gateway goes down. Neuro's going to poke, and what do you see? He loses a little bit, just a marginal amount. But Puck is continuing to strengthen this wall. What Puck doesn't want is for these Banelings here to encroach upon these 3 pylons. That would ruin the day for Huck. And that's no avocado reference. And again, 2 beautiful force fields going down. A few of the Banes actually die. And there they go, multiple Banes kill 2 pylons. But Puck just refinishes the wall here with a gateway. Beautiful micro here by Puck. And good micro here by Neuro, as he's going to run in the main. He's going to try to, but Puck force fields him off. No luck there. And Neuro's going to try to make a few Banelings out of sight. And Puck is just continuing to make gates and pylons at the front of his base. And he really has not made any mistakes here. Very crisp micro here from Puck. And this is really what Puck is known for, is crisp micro. And you might be thinking, well, if Puck is known for crisp micro, how are you not known for crisp speaking? Well, I'm going to glance over here at my bottle of mostly empty Hobble Creek blended whiskey and tell you that when I'm sober, I'm usually a little cleaner. A little bit cleaner, but we don't need to know about that because Puck's micro here has just been exceptional. And he's going to venture out here with 2 adepts. He wants to scout around. He really needs to know how many drones Neuro has, because as a Protoss, one of the most interesting things that you have to sort of consider is, you know, it might seem like Zerg is all-inning me, but I don't know what tech he has behind. I don't know how many drones he has behind. That's something you have to peek around and examine. And in this case, Puck is going to try to limit the amount of drones that Neuro has. And Neuro's army is going to retreat here. And this is a great move by Puck to phase in again and continue to get scouting info. What does he learn? Okay, you're low on drones, somewhat. You don't have a lair. Do you see a lair, ladies and gents? No, you don't. It's hatchery-based play here from Neuro, our Texan macro Zerg. And you know, if you're going to ask me to combine 3 words that pretty much guarantee you're a good person, Texan, Metalhead, Macro Zerg. That's 3 good ones, and Neuro's all of them. Stalker Sentry push coming up here from Puck. Remember, this hatchery will serve as a natural force field wall, and Puck throws up beautiful force fields, but Neuro comes in with an amazing flank, and suddenly the Puck toss is forced to retreat with the recall. Beautiful play there by Neuro to not panic and throw up a bunch of force fields at the army, which can simply be kited around. Neuro, of course, focused on the force fields that would kill. He focused on the Bibles that would kill the force fields, and then flanked with the links from the south, a brilliant positioning maneuver from our Texan macro Zerg. And Puck had to recall. Of course, Puck did press a little bit with the Warp Prism here. Puck is still on 2 bases here, and Neuro's going to attack again. Meanwhile, Puck has a nasty counterattack. He's warping in multiple Zealots, but at the front door here, we see our Texan macro Zerg here. Neuro is trying to defend, but the beautiful force field micro of Puck is going to make it very difficult. Puck is a very focused player, razor focus precision here from Puck defending this attack. Remember, Neuro is taking significant damage on the back end as we see the workers killed count has actually swung in favor of our Protoss player, but it looks like Neuro is making a very threatening charge here. A Colossus is about halfway done here for Brandon Quall, our Midwestern Protoss player, an incredible talent, and a recall is going to occur here. Bringing back the Warp Prism, actually. The front door has been mostly kicked down by Neuro. I'm going to pause again. I know that might freak a lot of people out, but let's just take account of what's going on here. Neuro has an incredible amount of Zerg strength at the front door. He's reinforcing with roaches. He has lots of Ravagers here. What does Puck have in the way of sentries? Just one measly sentry with not a lot of energy here. This sentry can't do much at all. For the average player, for the average Protoss player, you would be dead here. So let's roll the clip. Neuro is going to press forward with his Roach Ravager, and he's going to knock at the front door. But I'm going to pause again just because it's my birthday. I would never do this under any other occasion. Make sure you smash that like button into oblivion. Puck is known for his Colossus Warp Prism Micro. What do I mean by that? I mean back in 2012 when I was in high school, Puck was making people look bad with the Colossus Warp Prism combo. Now this was back when the Warp Prism actually had to be over the unit to be microed. This wasn't in this era where the Warp Prism could be over here and another area code and still pick up units. Nope! This was back when the Warp Prism had to be right over the unit it was picking up. So let's just examine what Puck can do here with what most people would consider to be an insurmountable advantage with the roaches approaching. So Stalker Colossus attempting to defend the extremely vulnerable, extremely open base of the Puck toss. And Neuro here is going to try to run it down Puck's throat. Now remember, Neuro does not have a lot in the way of drones. This is a very aggressive maneuver. Neuro, of course, one of the things I've noticed, he's very patient with the corrosive biles, and he waits to use them on sentry force fields oftentimes. He's going to try to run up the ramp. Force field going down. Up on top of the ramp. Doesn't kill much. Now it looks like he's going to try to focus down the Nexus. Oh, and Puck picks up the probes off of the low ground, drops them off on the high ground, and then does more droppage to make sure that he can pick up the Colossus if needed. You do not usually see this sort of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And Neuro does significant damage to the natural. He's being forced to kite back, though, because of the Colossi. And Neuro is continuing to press forward, but nice Stalker Micro coming in from the Puck toss. The Power Mortal's out, too, and this Nexus is very low. A measly 11 HP, and Neuro realizes, well, holy crap, I'm really behind on tech and need to make a move here, but the Ravagers go down, but Neuro does thankfully pick off the Nexus, so our Protoss player is down to one measly expansion. Many people would have left. many people would have counted our Protoss player out, and this Colossus is being juggled here. Brilliant Warp Prism Micro by our Protoss player, changing the shape of reality. My God, Puck Toss is putting on a clinic. I love to see that. Now, make no mistake, our Zerg player Neuro has the worker advantage, has the base advantage, has the hair advantage. This metalhead will not stop, but the Puck Toss has retaken his natural after the nice aggressive play by Neuro. And this is one of those weird situations where after so much action you see a weird lull, because the Zerg player is sort of thinking, okay, I don't have a lair. As we can see, Neuro's lair is about 65% of the way done. There was no lair throughout that aggression. That really limits a lot of what you can do. Remember, Roach speed is locked behind lair tech. And as the great Greg Idra Fields once said, Roaches really are god-awful units. And that absolutely applies to slow roaches above all else, because my God, these things are hard to do anything with. They're slower than molasses. And Puck Toss has an observer out here at the double ramp. He is going to see what is going on. The natural expansion is just now refinishing for Puck. And thankfully for Puck, he kills that Overlord on the high ground. And this is one of those cutesy scenarios where there's really no way the Protoss should be able to hold. Unless the Protoss really gets some big dick micro out, I don't see him holding. But Puck has some of the best force field, and Warp Prism micro there is. Easy. Puck is one of these guys who really has made a name for himself with this flashy micro. And honestly, there's not a lot of TOS players that have done that. And if you hear that alarm, that's just the sickness alarm of Puck's micro. Actually, I have a low battery in my computer room, but we're going to skip that. No one gives a fuck about that. And an attempted disruptor shot going off here from Puck. Puck, of course, known for his disruptor play as well. This is a guy who, again, is really known for his flashy micro. But with only one disruptor out, his choices really are limited. Multiple force fields going down, but of course, Neuro is very conservative with his corrosive bile, and a filthy disruptor shot going off there. That's filthier than fingering your sister and finding your dad's wedding ring inside, as Neuro drops down more corrosive biles, but he only has 2 corruptors, and excuse me, Ravagers, not corruptors. Nice little micro from Puck here, bringing his Colossus onto the high ground, and then Puck is going to save his disruptor as well. Disruptor shot goes off again, getting a tremendous hit. And Puck, it looks like he's thinking about fighting with the probes. That's often a sign that you're going to give up. But with Puck microing this Colossi, which has a disgusting 31 kills, that's not the case. We can see Puck picking up his disruptor, which is at a measly 1 HP, went all the way down to pube health before it was healed by shield batteries. And again, Neuro's incredibly intimidating Roach Ravager push is actually going to be held off by exceptional micro. And you just don't see this every day, folks. Usually when Neuro makes his aggressive plays upon Protoss players, they just get railroaded, and that's the game. But Puck, despite being pretty far behind, has made a game out of this. Now, this is one of these weird scenarios where it's not like Neuro has 5 bases and 82 drones. No, he's committed a lot to this. He's at 47 drones, his layer tech was delayed, his upgrades were delayed, he's going for a Spire now. And Neuro did go for an aggressive build. He was countering the aggressive build that Puck did to him beforehand, and we have seen a complete knockdown, drag-out fight, and we're going to see some Ravager harass here from Neuro. Another, filthy disruptor shot. This game is just a complete slugfest. It's one of those matches where you just see both of the fighters throwing haymakers at each other without any regard for defense. It's like Yusuke versus that Australian guy if you watch Yu Yu Hakusho, which in my opinion, another couple homies go down, Ravagers. Yu Yu Hakusho is my second favorite anime to Dragon Ball Z, and I've never actually agreed with that school of thought that you have to watch subbed anime to be a real fan. I think that's sort of corny. We see Sentries here trying to clean up the Dropper Lord play. Neuro just dropping down some corrosive biles. 3 force fields being used to kill 1 disruptor. Now, this is obviously not standard in a very bizarre play, but obviously what Neuro is thinking, other than I'm going to be cute for my stream, is that when you drop corrosive biles down onto a mineral line, it's very hard for the enemy player to deal with. But Puck, of course, reacted very quickly and dealt with it well. Only 1 Dropper Lord left. Puck is forced to use his Disruptor shot, and with no Blink Stalkers to clean this up, this Dropper Lord drop is going to fight to live another day. Neuro has made a handful of mutas off of that Spire, some Roachling as well, but with an Observer out, Puck knows this is coming. Disruptor shot explodes a little bit early like a virgin, and another aggressive attack coming in. Oh my god! Oh! It's just filthy for our Zerg player Neuro. He takes another tremendous loss from the Disruptor. 34 kills on that bed boy. Call him Ted Bundy, because Puck is putting in work. But with mutas out, our Zerg player will be able to aggress upon the Colossus Warp Prism mix, unless all of his roaches die before it matters. And here, comedically, we see the Ravager drop on the back line. Now, very funnily, this reminds me of a move I saw in like 2014, back when Pro League existed, when Startail parting, Warp Prism dropped a High Templar right in front of a Mothership core and feedbacked it. This is a very in-your-face, creative, brazen sort of drop play. Now, of course, Zerg doesn't have the firepower drop play-wise that the other 2 races have, but here we go. The Puck Toss is making his maneuver with the money units. Lots of sentries here. Observer as well. The Hero Colossus, 47 kills. Beautiful force field. This hatchery is acting as a natural force field. A couple other nasty ones go down. The Lings look pretty trapped. Puck Toss is cooking, but mutas are out here. The force fields dissipate. And the Colossus is continuing to get kills. It's up to 64. It's up to 66. Execute Order 66. Not going to lie, Neuro said that before me. And it looks as though the 3rd base has gone down, and the Disruptor does too. Thankfully, the 36 kill Disruptor is still alive for the Puck Toss. Unfortunately, this is not that game Red Alert where your heavy kill units get promotions. And Neuro has this 3rd base down here, so it's not the end of the world. And Puck is sort of running out of steam. He's virtually lost all of his economy. If we go to the income tab, Puck is on next to no income. And it doesn't matter how talented you are with your flashy micro. If you're stuck on 2 bases at 20 minutes plus in the game, it's very hard for you to win. But keep in mind, Neuro has been heavily making attacking units all game long. But he has the 3rd, and that's just night and day difference. You see how this says 7 of 8? That means Puck is pretty much mined out. Ooh, nice pickup there on the sentries. And we can see here, Puck Sentry Micro is being shown off. It does not just exist in mid-game engagements. That's one thing I love about Puck, is he really understands the power of the Warp Prism, and has since 2012. And that's the difference between a player who relies on a patch to learn styles and someone who has been doing it since the good old days. And when it comes to microing the Warp Prism with his units in terms of hot pickups, Puck is really the top tier. He's right up there with any of the Korean players, to be frank with you. And he's going to continue to aggress upon the map, but with a few mutas out, this is going to be pretty difficult. Sentries and Immortals aren't great against mutas, and having nothing at home is also not great against mutas. Neuro is going for a big roachling attack here. And remember, Puck has no third. He's incredibly far behind. This has been an incredibly scrappy game, but it looks like Neuro is going to take it here, as Puck is down to virtually no units, and Puck's going to try to kill the third here. He has some Immortal Century, but with mutas ravaging the base of Puck, we can see one Stalker here desperately trying to hold the line. Neuro just has a lot, honestly, because Puck could kill the third, he could kill the natural, but at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to end the game, I don't think, because he just doesn't have any economy. If Puck had like a hidden third here and he could warp in 5 Stalkers, he could maybe end the game, but Neuro has just shut down Puck's mining with his Mutalisk play. We can see Puck here is zeroed out, and hallucinated Stalkers are going to come in. I really like this play. This is a last-ditch effort by the Puck toss. Puck is going to throw up some Guardian Shield and some Sentries. Really good force fields there. But Neuro is mining still, although it is a very small amount of mining. But hell, 0 always loses to 500. Hallucinated Stalkers are going to scare the mutas there. You know, scare is the appropriate word considering hallucinated units don't do damage. Hallucinate, of course, a very infamous spell that used to cost 100 but doesn't cost anything anymore. Shout out Greg Idra-Fields. Mutas peek around, see that you're not mining anymore. Do you have a hidden base somewhere? Neuro is peeking around at the various bases, trying to figure things out. 2 force fields go down, and Neuro drops the corrosive bile onto the army of Puck, and Puck GG's. Excellent game from the Texan Zerg. Subscribe for more. Shout out to Puck.